It's unclear to us in the booth who won this one toss, but folks, I'm sure one of the teams did. The nice thing about a coin, folks, is it has two sides, just like double your paycheck. Right now, 101.9 the Knicks. Now, these boys are student athletes, so they're not being paid. But you have a job, and you got to pay all their pads and their shoes and their haircuts and their hair products and their ticking cotton. So get your paycheck double with 101.9 the Knicks.
Please join us welcoming our president of the Health Conference from Glenbard West High School. All your Trojan fans, it's time for the one, the only North High School Show.
At this time, we invite you to stand as you are able, face the flag in the northeast corner of the stadium, and sing in one voice as drum major Kayla Reel leads the Downers North Trojan Marching Band in playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, fans. Welcome to Carson's Field tonight for DGN Trojan football. It's the varsity matchup between the Hilltoppers and the Trojans. And we're already kicking off. Trojans get the ball. Take it from the goal line.
Trojans were just able to take the edge over the Hilltoppers in the sophomore game in a 21-13 victory. They're going to look to do the same here in the varsity game, as their offense is going to take the field for the first drive.
We thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Clayton Henning.
I'm Jake Sherlad.
And the Trojans will start 1st and 10 from about the 20-yard line. And as you can hear, our first down guy is here in the stands tonight. What would you do without him, huh?
What would we do without him? Tradition here at Carson's Field at this point.
Here's Lansu to start the first drive of the game for the Trojans.
Empty backfield. Have to imagine the pass on the way as it is.
Quick pass to the right side. Little chunk, but not a whole lot. Brings up second down.
Hilltoppers do a great job there blowing up that little wide receiver screen. They had one blocker trying to block two guys, and that's not usually going to work.
It's good for 5 yards.
2nd and 5 here for the Trojans. So that nice little screen pass that didn't look like it got too much. Receiver is able to keep his legs turned for a couple extra yards. And
Receiver in motion, they fake it. Instead, it's a draw up the middle. Met in a crowd relatively quickly.
Well, just like that, the Trojans are facing an early 3rd down here. It'll be interesting to see what the play call is. Glenbard West has not given them an inch thus far.
They swap out some backs. This is a 3rd and 4 now.
Empty backfield once again. Pass on the way.
From the 25. Lansu looks to his right. Said it's an incompletion. And the Hilltoppers already fired up after that. My goodness. Try to go for a slant route there. Couldn't make the connection. And it's a 3 and out already, Jake.
Well, the notorious Trojan issue of the slow start has struck again for the varsity team. I can't remember the last time a Trojan team has scored on their first drive. They seem to always be able to rebound. They're looking to do the same here tonight.
So they'll punt it away here on a 4th down and 4. Kicks it away. It's strong. It's straight. Not that high. They're going to let it bounce to about the 32, 31-yard line.
So Glenbard West going to take the field after a quick 3 and out from the Trojans, looking to capitalize with a score. For Glenbard West, it's going to be all about claiming the momentum early in this one, as the Trojans have an explosive offense that they're going to try to get going.
So here's the offensive Hilltopper drive, first of the night. And look at this, Jake. Just like the sophomore team, already starting from the single back formation.
Yeah, if the sophomore game is any indication, you should expect a lot of run plays. It'll look like we'll get that. So we'll get that on the first play of the game for the Hilltoppers, and they'll be
a handoff to Vlock.
It's going to be 2nd down for the Hilltoppers. 2nd down and what looks to be about 5.
6 yards on the play. Now from the gun, they face a 2nd and 5. Oliver Valdez, the quarterback. Takes the snap. He's looking left. He's going to shove this one deep. Looking for number 7. Incomplete. That was actually overthrown, Jake.
Yeah, I can't say I saw the vision on that one. It looked like the receivers locked up pretty good by the corner. But what the receiver did have was a very significant height advantage over the corner. So maybe the Glenbard West offense was attempting to exploit that mismatch. In any case, it's going to be an incomplete pass on the third down for the Hilltoppers.
That was Peter Fanter, the intended target. Said it's an incompletion. Now you got third down and 4.
Yes, the 6'2" junior will be a hard man to stop for the Hilltoppers.
Wow, 6'2". I missed that. It's a pitch to number 4 on the motion grab. He's going to go ahead and make his way to the sideline, and that's good, I think, for a first down.
And the sticks will be moving. That will be a first down for the Hilltoppers. Sticks are moving. It's going to be 1st and 10. Already, Clayton, we have seen the Hilltoppers pass almost more times than their sophomore team. They haven't lost that dominant run game that the sophomore team had.
No.
But they have added his team, seemingly the quarterback with an arm that can throw and some receivers with some talent.
Their playbooks must be somewhat similar, at least. Receiver in motion. They give it to number 22. That's Jamarcus Kelly. But not much on the play, however.
What's impressive to me is the fact that the Trojan defense is not falling for these fake handoffs. I know I am up here in the booth. I'm following the wrong guy for majority of the play.
2nd down and 7. They're at the 50. Takes a snap. Valdez fumbled the ball. Wow, the Trojans really tried to get on it. That's number 8 with a really good effort. Joe Edwards.
Joe Edwards absolutely crushed the quarterback while he was on the ground looking for that football. Refs ruled a clean football play, but that's going to set back the Hilltoppers.
Absolutely threw his body on the quarterback to see if there was any way he could retrieve that ball.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13 coming up.
Passing situation for the Hilltoppers, one would imagine. It's time to see what the passing offense on the Glenbard West side of the football is really made of.
We got the cowbells in the stands. Loud cowbells. Valdez takes the snap. He's going to fumble the ball again. These snaps seem to be placed a little to the right of the quarterback.
Yeah, snaps are placed to the right, but it looked like the quarterback had every opportunity to catch that one. Maybe a little nerve so far early on in this game. It's a big game, obviously, for the Hilltoppers, playing one of the top-ranked teams in the state, and the Trojans. It seems to be showing. The quarterback has a little bit of nerve, seemingly fumbling these snaps. They're going to look to bounce back on their next drive. Neither team has to be happy with how their first drive has gone, Clayton.
I'd have to agree. Andrew Engel.
Defense is dominant early on.
This is a really good punt. It's pretty good distance, and Shirelli's going to call a fair catch.
That brings up a Trojan first down.
First down, you heard it. New drive for the Trojan offense after what later turned out to be a 3-and-out.
Yep, not the best first effort out of the Downers Grove North Trojans, but as I have previously stated, there rarely is a great first effort out of the Downers Grove North Trojans. They always seem to be able to bounce back, and their second drive is really how we see how these teams match up, in my opinion.
10 in motion. Lansu's going to fake it, and he's going to throw it to 10 on the end route. He'll pick up a couple.
Not a big play there. Pretty similar to the first play of the last drive, just a little bit of a screen pass. It's a great tackle by the Glenbard West defense. They're doing a great job of swarming the ball on these screen passes that the Trojans have had a lot of success with against other teams.
That was Thulin on the play.
Lansu tries to draw the Hilltoppers offside, is unsuccessful.
Lumpkin is the back. They give it to him. On a carry towards the left, up the middle. Looks good for maybe 3 or 4.
I'd say about 4 there. Yeah, this is going to be around 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 for the Trojans. Regardless, 3rd and medium here. Be interesting to see whether they run the ball or pass the ball. That's 3rd and 3 is the official ruling.
Any predictions at all, Jake? Run or pass here?
I predict run.
Run.
Yes, I believe they're more confident in their line than their passing thus far.
Going in motion, but we got whistles blown. It's a timeout. The Hilltoppers take a timeout. They'll talk it over. We'll be
Hilltopper
back.
seemingly didn't like the matchup on the field. Going to change it. We'll be right back.
We're back after the timeout. Trojans have the ball. They have a 3rd and 3 coming up now.
Yeah, big third down call from the Trojan offense. So it'll be interesting to see whether they are able to pick this one up. They've had a lot of success thus far. Looking to change that, as that's definitely a great step in the right direction for the Trojans.
Thulin comes to the left as blocker, or for a blocker, and Lumpkin slices through for a big first down.
So Clayton appears my prediction was successful. The Trojans have had a lot of success in their rushing. As the crowd goes wild after that Trojan first down. Crowd always nice and electric here at Carson Field, Clayton.
It's a handoff to Shirelli this time. Electric he is, but eventually shut down on the right side. Gets pushed a little back.
Well, no matter how good a running back you are, there's only so much you can do when you're being swarmed by 4 different white jerseys. And that's really been the best thing that Glenbard West has done so far, is that whoever has the ball, there's always 4 or 5 guys on them. Trojans are elite at being able to make 1 or 2 guys miss, but that many is just unstoppable. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
2nd and 8.
And Lansu is able to get him to jump. That's definitely an offside on Glenbard West.
Offside officially called on the Hilltoppers. It's a 5-yard penalty.
The emphatic clap from the quarterback confused the Hilltopper defensive line. It's classic of football players you'll ever see. The hard count, trying to draw the defense, and it worked there.
Lance is going to give this one to Shirelli. Really nice run by Shirelli. Picks up a first down.
Trojan offense is moving. The Trojans always have way more success on the second drive than the first. That is evident. The rushing game is going, although Clayton, I haven't really seen a lot out of the passing game. Owen Lansu not really having a lot of success through the air thus far.
Well, they haven't tried it a whole lot, but I'd have to agree somewhat, at least, what you're saying, for sure.
Seems to have been largely unnecessary, though, with the clear advantage the O-line has.
They're going to hand it to Shirelli again. It's a really good run. If he wasn't tripped at the legs, he might have been gone for 6.
Instead, he gets 7 yards on that one, and it's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Trojans. I would expect to see another run here, Clayton.
Another run? Sure, I'll go with that too.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Trojan offensive line clearly has the advantage in the trenches thus far, and I believe Coach Rennie has recognized that.
Shirelli is the back. They fake it to him. Lansu, with some pressure, looks for a receiver. He had a man, but he dropped it. Would have been a really good play. That's Joe Edwards.
The rollout play was executed perfectly. The play action, the bootleg, the pass, everything but the catch. Glenbard West is completely caught napping, expected the run, and the pass should have been completed. Trojans are looking to recover from the drop pass here on 3rd and 3.
On third down, they send tight ends to the left. There's blockage for Lumpkin. He sheds 2 tacklers. Lumpkin is gone for a touchdown. Touchdown, Trojans.
The explosive Trojan rushing offense strikes again for a massive chunk play for Lumpkin as he finds the end zone. Trojans are going to take a 6-0 lead early on this one. Not really much to say about that drive. It was just ground and pound, having success. Trojan offensive line was winning the battle early. Let's see if that continues to be the story as this game continues.
The kick by Kalinzis now, or the attempt, I should say. It's low, but it's good. Straight through. Score 7-0 Trojans.
Well, that drive, the Trojans looked a lot more like a top 10 offense in the state of Illinois than they did on the first one, Clayton.
I think that's a given, but yeah.
Now, Glenbard West is going to look to answer on this one. They had some moderate success early on in the first drive, but some unforced errors between the center and the quarterback caused it to stall out. They can correct those. They had a lot of good things going.
So they're back out here to kick it away now. Back deep for the Hilltoppers is Mason Ellens. I'm assuming brother of Ellens from the sophomore team.
Yeah, Ellens had a great game earlier on tonight. And his brother is looking to continue that family success.
A lot of cowbells as Kalinzis is ready to kick this one out. Strong kick up and away. Taking it all the way to the 45 almost. He would have been gone if Shkreli didn't make that tackle.
Caden Shkreli with a touchdown-saving tackle there. Just able to trip up the Hilltopper returner. But still, even with that, the Hilltoppers have great field position that they're going to look to capitalize on this drive. Ball on their own 43 for the Hilltoppers, as you couldn't ask for to be put in a better position on offense.
Well, you could, but I got to say this one's pretty good. Again, from the single back. It's a handoff to number 22. That's Kelly. Bottled up by the defense. Now we got a late flag.
Not quite sure what the flag was. But regardless, it was a great tackle for a loss by the Trojan defense. Kalinsis making the tackle. He's pulling double duty on both special teams and defense.
Kalinsis was a very busy man here at Carson's Field last Friday.
Yeah, if you remember the 42-0 victory for the Trojans.
That's a lot of PATs.
That's a lot of PATs, a lot of kickoffs, a lot of work for that leg. Now, Clayton, did you see what that penalty was on the Hilltoppers?
What was it, Jake?
Well, regardless of the penalty, the Hilltoppers are set back pretty significantly on this drive.
.3:11 remaining here in the first. Trojans lead at 7-0 so far. $15-yard penalty we're now hearing.
Whatever that penalty was, it must have been really bad. It's 1st and 28 for the Hilltoppers.
Protected backfield, 80 in motion. Valdez is going to hand it off immediately. Really nice effort, but not a whole lot of yards, is number 33, Dylan Vlock.
Yeah, Vlock was able to get a lot of yards after contact. Well, it looked like he got a lot of yards. Yeah, 7 yards after contact on that one. It's going to be 3rd and 21 for the Hilltoppers, as we were just getting word that it was a loss of down on the penalty. So 3rd and 21 for the Hilltoppers, as they're going to look to air it out here to get the first.
Valdez on the left side. He has a completion to number 18.
Well, number 18,
19.
Number 19, Dylan Platten, just sort of fell over after he caught that one. Didn't want to take the big hit. Can hardly blame him, as he had 2 DBs absolutely gunning for him. And Glenbard West has basically no choice but to punt.
Jersey numbers look very similar. My apologies. Kane Shirelli once again. Back deep for the Trojans.
He's as explosive a returner as I've ever seen. Always fun to see when he catches the ball, see what he can do with it. A lot of times, he can do a lot.
Kick up and away. Pretty good kick. Until it sails out of bounds.
Honestly, though, on a punt to Caden Shirelli, kicking it out of bounds isn't the worst thing in the world. A Caden Shirelli return can hurt you a lot more than a kick out of bounds can.
Maybe the Hilltoppers knew that. Maybe they did that on purpose.
Maybe. It would not have been a bad strategic decision. Whatever the case, there's just under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter as the Trojan offense takes field once again with a 7-0 lead.
Lansu from the 41, fakes it, and he gives it to Thulin on a pass. Thulin making some moves, gets tackled near the 45.
Didn't look like they got a lot of yardage on that one. Just about no gain or maybe a loss of 1. Glenbard West swarming the ball on the pass once more. The passing game for the Trojans still has not gotten going whatsoever. But as we must reiterate, the passing game has been somewhat irrelevant with the rushing game working as well as it has.
Lumpkin, the main back tonight. Sends Troha in motion, and they're going to give it to him. Max Troha all the way past the 40-yard line. Boy, is that a good running. That's good running by Troha.
You know, it just doesn't feel fair to play the Trojans sometimes with the amount of speed and explosivity everyone on their offense has. Everyone's a playmaker for the Trojans. You can't keep track of everybody.
Under the minute mark here in the first. Trojans have the ball. They lead at 7-0.
Imagine this would likely be the last play of the first quarter.
Cruz in motion. But instead, it's a completion to the left side from Lansu. Another good play involving Troha.
Yeah, Troha makes the catch for 7. It's going to be second and manageable for the Trojans. As the play clock currently exceeds the game clock, it'll be interesting to see whether the Trojans decide to run another play or just let time expire on this first quarter, and that looks to be exactly what they are going to do.
First quarter already in the books. 7-0 Trojans. We'll see you for the second. And we're back for the second. 7-0 Trojans. They still have the ball. They have a 2nd and 3 from their opposite 30-yard line.
Trojan offense has been dynamic in this one, especially on the ground, but they're starting to get the pass working a little more on this drive, as evident.
Fake to Shirelli. The pass is meanwhile complete. Very good after the catch yards from number 85, Will Vala.
It's going to be a first down for the Trojans. And almost more importantly, they're now in the red zone. So 1st and 10 from the 16 for the Trojans, as they're looking to punch it in to take a 2-score lead.
Shirelli the back. Edwards in motion. He's going to throw to him, and he's wide open. Touchdown, Joe Edwards.
Well, Lancey is a great quarterback, but he didn't have to be on that play. It's an easy throw to make to a wide open receiver. Trojan touchdown on the play. This is going to be a 2-score lead for DGN. It's going to be 13-0, 14-0 pending the extra point. And as I predicted, after a rough first drive, the offense is rolling. How do you stop this Trojan offense, Clayton? They have so many weapons.
I know. There is no way to stop it. I'm actually speechless. Except the first drive. Get everything you want on the first drive.
Yeah, get a pick six on the first drive and hope your offense can keep up.
Disclaimer.
That's almost what happened for the sophomore game.
Disclaimer, that's actually what happened to the sophomore team. Meanwhile, PAT is good by Kalinzis, and it's 14-0 Trojans. Anything in particular you're predicting for the next drive by the Hilltoppers, Jake? Like more of a pass or more of a rush drive?
I expect more of a rush drive. They've had more success on the ground than through the air, I believe. So I expect them to stick with what works and sort of turn away from what didn't. Regardless, they're going to need some points here. A 14-0 deficit is never a fun one to come back from, but getting some points here really softens the blow.
So Kalinzis and the Trojans are going to kick this one back to Glenbard West. Not like actually geographically, but the team. Cowbell's ringing, and here's the kick. This one's going to sail back towards the end zone, but it's going to be caught. And the return is pretty decent. Out towards the 20-yard line.
Hilltoppers looking to score their first points of the game on this drive, and they're going to need them.
Was Ellens on the return, and it puts his team in semi-decent field position. Hilltoppers are down 14-0. They could really use a score, Jake.
Absolutely, they could use a score. Momentum is all on the Trojan side as you hear this Trojan crowd at Carson's Field. It's absolutely electric. You got to quiet that crowd by getting some points here.
Valdez is looking to pass. Instead, he has to go to a secondary option on the right side. Not going to result in much of anything.
I know it's muscle memory for a receiver to catch the football, but on a play like that, you got to think about swatting it down. You lost yards by catching it. But like I said, muscle memory as a receiver. You see the ball, you catch the ball. It's hard to fight against that. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Hilltoppers. Rather deep inside their own end.
And in motion, Block is the back. Instead, he's going to pass to the left. And Ellens is bottled up. Too much time figuring out where he wanted to go, and the Trojans attack him.
Trojans doing something effectively that the Glenbard West defense has done effectively so far is that on those short passes, you got to have a lot of your defense swarming the man with the football to keep him from breaking free. And the Glenbard West receiver had absolutely no chance of going anywhere once he was wrapped up.
Hilltoppers looking at a 3rd and 10 now from the 19. Refs are going to call a delay on game. On who is the question?
Well, it's always on the offense, so I'm guessing the offense. So 3rd and long becomes a 3rd and longer.
Valdez is going to hand it off on the right side. Thought he had blockers.
Looked like he got hit a little high there as the flag does come out.
Maybe a face mask, horse collar.
Some sort of contact with the helmet that I would assume would be illegal. But as of right now, seems to be an injured player on the field, but looks like he'll come off okay.
That's Kalinzis.
And we're back, and while we were away, it appears there's a flag on the Hilltoppers that will push them back a bit. Exact down and distance still remains to be seen. Referees seemingly debating.
As play resumes.
It is a 4th down and 20, they decided.
Hilltoppers committing a lot of penalties today. These are the kind of unforced errors. I say it every broadcast, unforced errors that you cannot commit if you want to beat the Trojans.
Punt is up. Terrell going to take it. He's going to try to return it. Spun down in an awkward manner. Tackle made around the 35.
Hilltoppers have done as good a job as I've seen anybody do containing Shirelli on those punt returns. That's the first one he's been able to return, but even then he only got a couple yards out of it. But even so, it's a short punt, so the Trojans are in fantastic field position, driving downfield. 8:55 to go here in the first half.
Trojans lead at 14-0. And Lansu back out there with the Trojan offense. They have the ball in really good field position because of how backed up the Hilltoppers were and having to make the punt. Thulin in motion. They'll pass it to him on the right side. Spun down around the 29-yard line.
It's going to be about 5 or 6 yards on the play. Sets up second manageable for the Trojans. As they are in very advantageous position, obviously, on the Glenbard West side of the field. And they have to expect points on this drive, Clayton, be it field goal or touchdown.
I'd like to say touchdown, Jake, especially because, they've been beating teams 42-0.
You do tend to score a lot of touchdowns when that happens, Clayton.
And Kalinzis tends to kick a lot of PATs, so there you go. Offside call on Glenbard West.
Well, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And the Glenbard West Hilltoppers, they have been fooled twice by Owen Lance's snap count. So 2nd and 6 becomes a 2nd and 1, which is a position to take a shot for the Trojans. It looks like they will do so.
Lumpkins the back, but Lancer's going to throw this one deep, underthrown, or overthrown for a touchdown. That might have been a bobble and then a catch.
Looked like he was able to drag his heels in the back of the end zone there. That's one of the better touchdown catches I've seen all season now of the Trojans.
In some form, you can't get any tighter in traffic than that.
No, absolutely not. It was a beautifully placed ball from Lansu. It looked like he was in double coverage. It looked like there was no window to fit it in, but Lansu found one for the touchdown. It's going to be 20-0 for the Trojans. 21-0 pending the PAT.
We do have an injured player, so they'll check up on him, and we'll be back after this.
Well, the injury has been resolved as the Trojan special teams back on the field to attempt this PAT.
Should the PAT be good, it'd be 21-0 in favor of the Trojans.
It's what you've come to expect from the Downers North Trojans thus far. They're one of the best teams in the state for a reason, Clayton.
Glenbard West has faced some tough opponents so far, including Batavia. Kick is up and good. Kalinzis makes this 21-0.
Kalinsis drills an R1 through, as always. It's always good to have a kicker you can trust on your team. Kalinsis is exactly that.
.758 remaining in the second quarter.
So for Glenbard West Hilltoppers, obviously this one has not started according to plan. How do you turn that around?
You're asking me, Jay?
Yes, I am.
Unlike the sophomore game, I really couldn't tell you. Like, before it was mixing it up, which the Trojans eventually did, which is how they were able to overcome them, mixing up the run and the pass, But, I did not expect the varsity team for the Hilltoppers to run almost the same exact formation. Are there playbooks? I want to say they're almost like the same. They're identical.
Well, it seems that the varsity team is a lot more eager to pass
A little
than the
more
sophomore
pass,
team.
right.
But running the same formation, the same type of scheme, I guess it makes it easier for the sophomores transitioning to varsity once they become juniors. So I think it's a lot less of a learning curve doing that. But at the same time, for the Trojans, they've played Glenbard West their entire high school careers, so they've gotten good at facing this playbook.
A huge tackle made on Jamarcus Kelly. The return to the 20.
Looks like the Hilltoppers are going to have the ball on their own 15, or around the 19. Around the 19.
At this point, Jake, I'd say you pretty much need a touchdown.
Yeah, I'd say something along those lines as well. At least a first down. Get a first down, go from there. And that's not the way to do it, Clayton.
It's an incompletion on the left side to number 19, Dylan Platten.
Just thrown too far to the outside. There's nothing the receiver could have done about it.
They swap out Platten now for this next play.
With the Trojan defense having this much pressure, I mean, they're rushing the quarterback with intensity. Quarterback has to rush his throws sometimes, and they might be inaccurate, as we saw there.
Valdez. Protected backfield. He's going to go ahead and hand it off immediately. Trickery did not work. Met with the heart of the Trojans defense.
Be third down, and I'd say 8 or 9 for the Hilltoppers, as I believe they have 0% third down conversion rate, Clayton. Something along those lines.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Not a ton of success on third down for the Hilltoppers. But they will look to change that on this play. They have every opportunity to change it. Can get a first down right here and keep this drive alive.
3rd and 8 from the 21. Valdez looks to pass. It's going to be deflected.
Tipped at the
Got
line
a little
by
dangerous after all the pressure.
Yeah, tipped at the line by Joe Edwards. And that will send the punt team on field to kick the ball right back to the Trojans. Hilltopper offense looks lost right now, Clayton.
Well, now the pass doesn't seem to be working much at all. What do you think, Jake? Do they go back to the run-heavy offense next?
I think you got to do something different. You got to dig in that playbook for something that the Trojans haven't seen too much. Because the Trojans have Glenbard West scouted pretty well, I'd say.
Torelli goes ahead and tries to make the return.
Like I was talking about earlier, the sophomore team and the varsity team use very similar playbooks. Back when the Trojans were the sophomore team, they played this playbook. They played this playbook sophomore year, junior year, and now senior year. So they're pretty experienced facing this scheme.
Well, and these group of guys, too, have just been really great. And now being varsity, I think this team is still – I mean, what are we going to see this year, Jake? Are we going to see a Mount Carmel DGN championship again? I don't think it's that unlikely, honestly.
It really isn't. This team has no ceiling. It's one of the best teams that we've ever had at DGN. It seems every year there's a new best team we've ever had at DGN. The coaching staff has done a fantastic job building up this program, and the evidence is right here on the gridiron tonight.
Lumpkin takes this for 3 or 4 yards. Second down and 8. If you're just joining us, the score is 21-0 in the favor of the Trojans.
We'd like to thank each and every one of you loyal viewers for watching Cable 99 and our broadcast of Trojan football.
Lansu from the gun. He is going to give it to Lumpkin, but brought down immediately. I mean, immediately by Joey Griffin.
August Alloway absolutely crushes the running back on that play. As that will knock the wind out of you, Clayton.
Yeah.
It was impressive for the running back to be able to hold on to the football, I believe. If I'm hit like that, Clayton, that ball is flying 20 yards behind me.
Well, then again, Jake, you don't really play football.
That is true.
Thulin was not brought down by that. What an effort by Thulin. If you're seeing this, I am just speechless.
There is a flag on the field in the backfield, and it looks like it's going to be a holding call. So
This could go back on the Trojans.
yeah, it will go all the way back. So a bailout there for the Glenbard West defense, and now they have a chance to stop this drive in its tracks.
So Lansu and the offense have a 3rd and 20 now.
The 3rd and 20 is a challenge for any team. But this team has the weapons to get it done. Glenbard West could make a statement stop here on this play. Get the ball back, get a chance to chip into this deficit a little bit.
They're actually going to run it on a 3rd and 20. Shirelli is brought down without not much of a gain.
Crazy as that seems, it's not really a bad idea to run the ball. Make sure you don't turn it over. An interception could lead to a pick six, big return. Trojans trust their defense in this matchup, and that's why they ran the ball, took the safe route, and that way they trust their defense against the Glenbard West offense more than they trust their offense against the Glenbard West defense on a 3rd and 21.
Well, the conversion is obviously not what they were going for. Charlie Cruz is going to be the punter on this play.
Haven't seen him much.
This one's going to land, I think, out of bounds near the 25.
Remains to be seen the official spot. The Glenbard West has gotten their first stop since the first drive of the game. So it's time for their.
Is that right, Jake?
Yes, it's time for their offense to try to capitalize off of that. Yeah, the Trojans missed the.
On his birthday. I'm not going to start it like I can't sing.
Trojans missed out on points their first drive and their last drive, but scored the 3 in the middle.
Crowded backfield. Valdez goes to 23 on the out route. Not much of a gainer there.
Trojan defense seems to be spending as much time in the backfield as the Glenbard West running back.
True, Jake. Very true statement. It's a loss of 3. We're past the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter. Valdez is going to hand this one off. Met with the whole Trojan defense. Almost like they knew exactly what was coming.
The absolute dog pile rains down upon the ball carrier as he had absolutely nowhere to go. Offensive line opened up a little hole, but that hole was filled by as many Trojans as it was with Hilltoppers.
Takes a snap. Valdez throws it to the left side. He's got a completion.
He's hit hard there near the 38-yard line, 33-yard line, sorry. As Glenbard West going to have a 3rd down here, looking to convert. 4th and 3, sorry. 4th and 3.
4th and 3, so it helps moving the placement along. But should they go for it, Jake? What would you do?
Honestly, I'd go for it. It's a gutsy decision, obviously. But you need points on this drive. It's becoming now or never. It's going to be a timeout.
Timeout by Glenbard West.
If I had to guess, Hilltoppers were having second thoughts about going for that one. Now I'd expect to see the punt team out here after this timeout. We'll be back. Timeout has ended, and the Trojan defense is back on the field to face down what looks to be the Glenbard West offense. So they do not change their mind and decide to punt, and they will go for this one. And it's a big one right here.
4th and 2, heavily protected backfield. Valdez takes the snap. He's looking to pass. He's got a lot of pressure. Big sack. Huge sack by Edwards and the rest.
Poor Valdez just doesn't have time to get off a pass. Trojan defense in the backfield almost
Unbelievable.
immediately as the ball is snapped. Yeah, the athleticism on display is absolutely ridiculous. It's turnover on downs. Trojan offense has the ball deep into Glenbard West territory.
So not only is it a turnover, it's a huge loss. And good field position for where the Trojans will be now. Lansu on the first down and 10. It's a handoff to Fiermuga, his first carry of the night.
Got about 3 or 4 on that one, I'd say. Not big yardage, but yardage nonetheless, as the Trojans are set up in good, obviously fantastic field position by their defense. It would have been great field position even if it was an incomplete pass. But the sack is like gaining an extra first down for the offense.
2nd and 7.
I said earlier that you can't ask for better field position when Glenbard West is on their own 40. Now I mean it.
Yeah.
Trojan offense could not ask for better field position than this.
And we got some more whistles. Might be another timeout. And it is by DGN. We'll be back after this. We're back. Minute 41 to go in the first half of action here. Trojans lead this matchup 21-0 over the Hilltoppers.
And they are in great position to increase that lead near the red zone on the Hilltopper side of the field. As quarterback Owen Lansu lines up in the shotgun.
Cruz in motion. He's going to give it to him. Cruz is open, and he's going to reach in for a touchdown. Tremendous execution there for 6.
A connection that we've seen so many times. Lansu to Cruz for the touchdown. We saw it last year. We're seeing it again this year. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Every member of this team mature and grow over the years. And it's going to be 27-0 for the Trojans. 28-0 pending the extra point. And the offense looking like a well-oiled machine, as they have in every game that the Trojans have played so far. We will remind the viewer that the Trojans' first game was a 42-0 victory, and their second one was a 42-0 victory over crosstown rival Downer South.
And fans, it very well could be today.
Yes, this one is trending in the same direction. Glenbard West still has time to change it. They need to do something soon.
PAT is good. We're at 28-0 DGN here. A minute 35 remaining in the half. Do you see any points at all, Jake, for Glenbard West?
In a minute 35, I would have to say no. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, but I don't see it as likely. With the way the Trojan defense has been playing absolutely out of their mind, Glenbard West just hasn't stacked up so far. And they'd have to show me something more than what they show me so far for me to expect them to score.
They're going to kick it back off to Glenbard West. Jamarcus Kelly's back there.
Well, if you want to get something going, if you're a Hilltopper, you do it now.
Colinzis makes the kick up and away. Caught near the 5-yard line.
Oh, he's got
Jamarcus Kelly's going to bring it back to the 25.
Looked like he had some space to run, but that space closed quickly by the Trojan special teams. And the Glenbard West offense has appeared for the 5th or 6th time so far. The result has been similar each and every time. They're looking to change that here. Looking to get some points before half, take some momentum into halftime.
I'm sure they'd really prefer a touchdown.
Absolutely, but you got to start small sometimes, Clayton.
Sometimes. Valdez is going to hand this one up the middle.
Absolutely brutalized by the Trojan defense. Got speared through the chest and right into the turf.
Pickup of 1, though.
Pickup of 1. Was that 1 yard worth it is the question.
Once again, another heavily protected backfield. Valdez is going to hand this one off. Nice cut by the running back. Brought down eventually towards the 34.
Hilltoppers got some yards on that play. They got a 3rd and short. They got a chance of picking this one up, Clayton.
They hand it to the left this time.
He's going to be stopped short. I believe stopped short of the 1st down marker. As yes, the chain gang is showing 4th down.
Cooper Kinney not able to make the conversion.
Now the obvious decision here is to punt, Clayton. You can't let the Trojans score again before the half.
I'd have to agree, especially because of the field position.
Do you think the Trojans try to score again, Clayton, or try to run out the clock?
I do not. I think they try to run out the clock, pretty much.
I agree. It's going to be a timeout for the Trojans, and we'll be back after this.
We're back. Hilltoppers trying to close off this half.
Shirelli's back deep. Looking for his first big return of the night. He's been held in check by the Glenbard West special team so far. It's been one of their strengths.
Not a good kick. This one's going to land towards the 50 and bounce towards about the 45.
Smart strategy. Shirelli can't hurt you if you don't kick it to him.
There is 14 seconds.
Question is, will the Trojans try and get it into the end zone here?
Telling you, Jake, I don't think so.
Even if they run the ball, they have the chance of breaking it big. It's just whether they will or not. And the Trojans appear to be heading into victory formation, so one knee should take us into halftime.
And they do, so that should take us to the half, where the Trojans lead it 28-0 over Glenbard West. Please make sure to join us for the second half, where, hey, maybe we'll have another 42-0 victory for you. We'll see you then. We're back for the second half, where Kalinzis now kicks the ball off. And Kelly will let this one go out of bounds.
It's going to be obviously a flag on the field for a kick out of bounds, but still, because it went out of bounds so deep into Hilltopper territory, it's still not great field position to start for the Hilltoppers. Still not a bad kick.
Trojans lead this one 28-0.
And it's been a whole team effort to get to that 28-0. The offense, the defense, the special teams, everyone in tip-top shape for the Trojans.
New drive actually starts at the 35 for the Hilltoppers.
I retract what I said. It's pretty good field position for the Hilltoppers.
We honestly don't know why they had this field position, but Valdez looking to pass. Too low for 19 on the left side.
Well, Tavares Edwards, number 6, making sure that even if that pass was in the right location, that receiver is not holding on to that football.
Oh, he was all over that.
Massive hits all around tonight from the varsity Trojans. The Glenbard West Hilltoppers have to be just battered and bruised after facing this defense.
Another protected backfield for Glenbard West. The pass is complete. Or incomplete.
This pass is officially incomplete for the Hilltoppers. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
There was a late ruling there.
So no progress on the first 2 plays of the drive. Hilltoppers looking to change that. Been a while since they passed the 50. Looking to change it on this drive.
Valdez from the gun. He's got Kelly on the left. And that tackle actually might have done Kelly more justice. Pushed him forward more.
It's going to be 4th and short now for the Hilltoppers after that completion.
4th and 2, Jake. I think they go for this.
The offense doesn't appear to be going anywhere. I agree with you. What do they have to lose?
Valdez is going to hand this one to Kelly on the sweep. And wrong move.
Well, still an outstanding stiff arm from Kelly. We can't take away the credit that is deserved. He shrugged off that one defender like it was no problem. But the 2 defenders coming around the edge were too much for him.
Gregorio, one of the guys there for the tackle.
Trojans just winning in the trenches, both sides of the ball, and that is a key to success.
So the turnover on downs puts the Trojans in really good field position. The fake to Lumpkin and the pass to Troja. Not a lot of room to move.
Looks like it'll be about 2 or 3 there for Troja. Not a ton of ground gain, but you always want to see a play in the positive direction on first down, and even if it's not too much, it really hurts your momentum, an incomplete pass or a loss of yardage on first down. So 2nd and 8, but they still are going in the right direction, and I think that makes a big difference.
Receiver in motion. They give it to Lumpkin. The handoff to the right. Not much of a gainer.
Trojans making it up to the 35-yard line of the Hilltoppers. And it's going to be a 3rd down. So the Hilltoppers are looking to stop the Trojans here, and they have a very real chance of doing it here on 3rd down.
Some whistles here from the officials.
Looking like the officials doing the John Cena hand gesture. I don't know what penalty that is for, but not one that I'm familiar with, as the ball has been moved up 1 yard.
Lansu looking to pass on third down.
That's a great play by the Glenbard West corner. That is number 26 for Glenbard West, Scott Siegebarth, as he is able to swat that one out of the air and prevent the third down conversion.
Had to be careful. That could have been an interception.
Absolutely could have. That could have shifted the momentum of this game completely.
From the gun, he rolls to the left. Lansu has a man wide open. Really good first down past the 20.
Dare I say, Mahomesian play from Lansu as he rolls out and is able to find the man across his body with pinpoint accuracy. Not a lot you can do to defend a quarterback who can do that, Clayton. Trojans move the chains here and get inside the red zone, Glenbard West territory. And with this Trojan offense, the way they're playing, one can only imagine it's a matter of time before they score a touchdown this drive.
Yeah. He seems to like first downs more than touchdowns, but Lumpkin makes a cut. Really good moves by Lumpkin to bring it to the 9.
Looks like he'll be second and very short here, which if you know the Trojans, they're passing. And never mind, it looks like the chains are moving. This is going to be first and goal for the Trojans. First and goal on the 8 for the Trojans.
Triple option here. They give it to Shirelli, who looked to fumble it. Hilltoppers think they have the football, and official rules that they do. The fumble by Shirelli results in a turnover to Glenbard West.
Every comeback starts with something small. Glenbard West maybe just needed one more chance to break into the scoring column.
So a new offensive drive for Glenbard West. They start from their 9, however. It's a not great field position, Jake. I think this is the worst of both games, either team.
Yeah, I agree. Glenbard West going to have to dig themselves out of a pretty significant hole here on their own side of the field.
Receiver in motion. They give it to him. This is number 4, Mason Ellens.
Although he didn't gain a ton of yardage on that play, that's still really good for him to, once again, they need to gain some yards on first down, keep the tempo going. But also, more importantly than that, they were on their own 9-yard line. You got to get away from your own end zone because a sack could be a safety. And they can feel comfortable now knowing that that will not happen.
What do you think they should normally do, Jake? Start with the run or the pass?
When you're backed up to your own goal line like that, you start with the run just to gain some yards and some breathing room, and then you start throwing the football.
Another handoff to Ellens. Maybe 2 or 3 yards. 3rd and 3 coming up.
So 3rd and short here is going to be a massive play for Glenbard West if they can get it. Keep the momentum going on this drive.
Protected backfield. They tricked everybody, including me there, except it was an immediate handoff to Jamarcus Kelly.
Looks like there might have been a fumble on the play recovered by Glenbard West. But whatever the case, he is short of the first down marker, and it will be 4th and short for Glenbard West.
Oh, it is a first down.
It is a first down for Glenbard West. Okay, so a little confusion is resolved. Glenbard West has gotten their first down in a long time.
We're going to give this one to Ellens again.
Nice little short run, and looks like there's going to be
Gary Edwards on the tackle.
Injured player on the play, so we'll be right back.
And we're back. Valdez looking to pass. He's got a man wide open, and it's a completion. It might be good for a first down.
The first time all game, the Glenbard West Hilltoppers offense is moving. They have gotten consecutive first downs. They are in position to put the first points on the board against the Trojan defense of anyone this season. It is the third game. Trojans haven't been facing slouches either. They've been facing good opponents. They've just been beating them.
Valdez looks to pass again. He's going to try to go to the right. It's intercepted. He's going to walk all the way to the end zone for a pick six. That's Tavares Edwards.
Well, so much for the comeback touchdown from Glenbard West, as Valdez throws a touchdown pass in the wrong direction. It's going to be 34-0, 35-0, pending the extra point.
And there's your score by the defense, everybody.
Offense has been putting up a bunch of touchdowns. Special teams have been getting all these extra points. It's time the defense contributed and scored some.
Kalinzis with the kick. It's up and it's good. This puts the ball game at 35-0.
Well, the comeback for Glenbard West is looking increasingly less likely, I would say, as the touchdowns continue to pile up. That's really all I have to say.
We're looking for 42-0 here at least, and the Trojans fans at least.
Glenbard West still has the one goal in mind. Be
Avoid
the first
the shutout.
team to score on the Trojans this season.
Exactly.
They have a very real possibility of doing it. They were moving on that drive. They had a real chance of scoring some points there. Sad interception thrown by Valdez. But they got consecutive first downs for, I believe, the first time all game. The offense looked like they had a plan out there, and we're executing it. If you remember, the closest anyone has come to scoring on the Trojans, Downers Grove South was within the red zone on the Trojan side of the football before throwing an interception near the end of that game.
This is a squib kick that goes all the way past the 30-yard line. That's where they'll take it.
An effective squib at that. The returner had nothing he could have done there except go down and get tackled.
What do they call that, Jake, when like you throw a rock on water and it slides?
Skipping?
Just skipping or rock skipping?
Yeah, skipping rocks.
Skipping rocks? That's what the football looked like it just did with the turf there. Honestly.
It's a good analogy. I agree. Kept it low. That's what you have to do on a squib kick. The football can bounce really unpredictably. It can hit the end on the turf and sky up, and he avoided it there with that kick.
They fake it to Kelly and hand it up the middle. Not a lot of yards. Jake, this doesn't seem to be effective, yet they keep running it for some reason.
Well, they have to keep balanced attack, because if they stop running it, the Trojans are going to know it's a pass in every play and run out in nickel and dime every single play. So they have to keep the Trojan defense guessing. Even if it's not working, if the Trojan defense isn't ready for it, it could.
Valdez fakes it to Kelly. He's looking to pass. He's going to have to throw this away. Trojans looking for grounding.
You've got to give credit where credit is due. That was an outstanding catch by the Trojan coach.
Was that Hareni?
No, that was not Hareni. It was one of the assistants. But nonetheless, showing off his hands. Third and 6 here for the Glenbard West Hilltoppers, as they are looking to convert the third down opportunity.
We have 4:47 here left in the third. Trojans lead this 35-0. There looks to be a timeout, and the Hilltoppers do take a timeout, so we will be back after this. And we're back after the timeout by DGN, where they lead this 35-0. Third down and 6 here for the Hilltopper offense. This is a big third down. They really need a conversion here, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to score in this one. This is a good chance. Oh, and they're throwing it way downfield.
Way downfield. Is this a catch or is it an interception? Caden Shirelli picks it off. They did double team that receiver, and it results in an interception.
Pick number 2 of the game for this Trojan defense. 2 picks and 2 consecutive drives. As the defense is getting in on the fun.
Caden Shirelli, Jake. Wow.
Yeah, he said he always makes an impact no matter where he's playing. Offense, defense, special teams, he does them all, and he does them all well. We must remind you, folks, it is only the third quarter. There's still plenty of time for the Hilltoppers to score in this one.
They would be the first to score on DGN this season. The cut doesn't work from Lansu's handoff.
I don't believe that the Hilltopper defense has done all that bad this game. They've just been outmatched, really, more or less. Their effort has been absolutely phenomenal on the run defense and all the short passes, really swarming the ball carrier every time.
Looks like to be an encroachment call.
But it looks like they'll be pushed back a little bit. I believe that's the third time that's happened. But who's counting?
This brings up 2nd down and 1.
Owen Lansu showing off his convincing snap count.
Lansu looking for a receiver from the pocket. He throws off the hand. Deflection and then back into the hand of the receiver, who's going to take it all the way to the 35.
Folks, I have no words for what I have just witnessed.
I didn't either.
You've seen it. You can draw your own conclusions. That is one of the most ridiculous plays I've ever seen on a football field, and I loved every second of it.
The heads up by Nick Kanopius.
Off the receiver, off the defender, and back to the receiver with the ball moving about 10 yards in the air during that entire process. Certainly a unique play.
It's a handoff to Fermuga, who makes a really good run out of that. Eventually cuts it back to the other side of the field. Well, I think that's Fermuga's second carry of the night only. Hasn't had much action, but He's certainly been truly effective. There is an injured player, so they'll check up on him. We'll be back. We're back. Where unfortunately you missed our first down fan. EL first down. As he does so very well.
Does it better than anybody, let me tell you.
2:47 left in the third. Lantu takes the snap and hands it off to Fiermuga, who gets spun down around the 19. Pickup of about 5.
Getting that momentum going on second down. I expect the Trojans to be running the football a lot as this game nears its closure. Just try to drain the clock, give Glenbard West less time to come back in this one.
Lantu takes the snap. He will roll right, and he makes a completion. It is caught. Thulin with his first grab in a while.
Looks like they'll move the chains for the Trojans, resulting in a first down. Trojans threatening once again to score a touchdown.
Lantu takes a snap, and he's going to hand this off to Shirelli, who's looking for a little room, couldn't find it. Dancing around. Took too long.
So it looks like it's going to be a gain of 1 or no gain on that play. The Trojans are basically back where they started for the second down.
Okay.
They got the fullback in there, but they'll hand it off to Shirelli, who could have avoided the tacklers, and if he did, he probably would have been in for a touchdown.
Able to push that forward for about 2 more yards than the average person. He's just able to extend himself, get the football out in front of him, out in front of his body, and he's going to be 3rd and 3. Would have been like 3rd and 5.
Regardless, it's 3rd down, and
so obviously, Clayton, massive 3rd down, deep Glenbard West territory.
Well, yeah, Jake, they're looking to make this 42-0. That score that they love so much. You know, right?
We must remind the viewer the first 2 Trojan football games this season have both ended in a score of 42-0 in favor of DGN. Georgia's looking to replicate that success.
There's the bullhorn. That's the end of the 3rd quarter, where the Trojans lead 35-0. They're looking to score maybe another touchdown here, make it 42-0. We'll be back in the 4th. We're back for the fourth quarter as they had to switch 2-yard lines all the way on the other side of the field.
Trojans going for it on 4th and 1.
4th and 1 to make it 41-0, and I think he's in for a touchdown. It is 6.
Pending the extra point, we will hit the magic Trojan number of 42-0. The only question is, Clayton, will either team score to break the magic number of 42-0?
You know what, Jake? Maybe they'll both score.
Maybe they'll both
That's-
score. Glenbard West, as we must constantly reiterate, has the opportunity, the unique opportunity here, Clayton,
Yeah.
to be the first team to score on the Trojans this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they must fight for that every drive.
The PAT is good by Kalinzis, which makes this officially 42-0. Under 11 minutes to play in the fourth. Where, like Jake was saying, even a field goal, it would break that that streak that the Trojans have going.
Yeah, Trojan defense playing out their minds to start the season. Obviously fantastic. This Glenbard West offense has really shown flashes of something. They've gotten a couple first downs, and they could work their way down the field, pick up a couple first downs in a row, maybe get something started. Get the comeback going.
The way the sophomores played, I thought the varsity would be the same. When's the last time Glenbard West started 0-3?
Clock's been ticking this whole time. We're approaching the 10-minute mark.
See, I don't like that, Clayton. The clock owner has to give Glenbard West the time they deserve to come back in this game. Whoever is running the time, it's not good
Come
football.
on, you know?
Exactly.
Kalinzis with another squib kick to the left side. Special teams. Special teams has been really good, too, for the Trojans today, too, Jake.
Yes, every facet of the game, Trojans have played near perfection.
Yeah.
Glenbard West, like, they're not even playing that bad. They're just outmatched. It's hard for any team who comes up against the Trojan offense, defense, and special teams at full power. And that's exactly what we have this season, is a full-powered Trojan team. And the entire state have to take notice.
I don't know if you remember, Jake, but there was a tackle earlier by the Trojans. I don't remember if it was defense or special teams, but it was so quote-unquote brutal. I won't forget that face you made to me here in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes me glad that I never started playing football when I see tackles like that, because I would not survive. All these guys on the field, each and every one of them are way tougher than I am. And that's going to be a no-gain run from the Glenbard West offense.
It's a touch by Cooper Kenny.
Kenny on the carry. Jake Gregorio. No gain.
No gain on the play.
Oh, he's got some.
He's
he's
off
got
to
some
the
running
races.
room.
No.
I think he's going to get in the end zone untouched, and he is.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Kelly
And the streak is over.
breaks up the streak, Jake.
The Trojan defense, the impossible has happened. The Trojan defense has given up points.
He caught everybody with their guard down, including us. I mean, we were a little late calling that.
Yeah, the outside run, he's just able to bounce it out to the sideline, use that elite speed of his to get into the end zone. The Trojan defense caught by a surprise. It's going to be 42-6, another streak that's broken, the 42-0 streak of Trojan victories.
It could still be a 42-0 deficit. I should say 42-point deficit.
That it could be.
Kick is up and it's good to make it 42-7. DGN.
That has to be a really good thing for the Glenbard West Hilltoppers. To just if we're going to be realistic, they're not winning this game, so they can take that into next game and build upon it. They are not a bad team. They can get something going. They can win their next game building upon runs like that.
It also just breaks up the shutout in general.
Exactly, the season shutout from the Trojans. The O had to go at some point, and it turns out to be tonight to the Glenbard West Hilltoppers.
Yeah. I actually meant Glenbard getting shut out, but exactly. Already the 6.5 minute mark here in the fourth, where it's 42-7 Trojans. Now, Jake, the question is, can we keep the 42-point deficit? We need another touchdown, or the Trojans do.
Well, realistically, the Trojans can. The question is whether they want to. Because they're going to have the opportunity to run out a lot of the clock on the ground. So whether they decide to actually go for the touchdown or not.
This could be an onside kick, Jake.
Theoretically, it could be. Realistically, I doubt it.
It's the way they were lined up, but DGN takes a timeout. So we'll be back after this. And we're back. 42-7 Trojans here. Under 6 minutes to go. The Hilltoppers look like they were going to try a onside kick, but they'll elect to just go for a regular one. Actually, they do go for the onside kick, which Shirelli takes care of.
Who better than Shirelli, the normal Trojans kick returner, does his job on the hands team to secure the onside kick. That's a big one for the Trojans.
He looks like he practiced that many times.
I'm sure he did. Trojan offense will take the field in this one. 42-7 lead at the offense's back, and they are going to look to improve upon that on this drive. Clayton?
Yeah, 7 is the quarterback now. Nick Kanopietz.
Good to see the backups getting some reps.
It's a handoff up the middle to Lumpkin. So the draw brings them to about the 50.
Good run for Lumpkin. Gains a few yards for the Trojan offense. Trojan offensive line looking fantastic, as it has this entire game. Really winning the battle in the trenches, Clayton.
Yeah. So, you think they are looking for points this drive?
Absolutely
like specifically?
not.
Or absolutely
No.
not?
No. They're looking to run out the clock and take home their W.
No more points.
No more points.
All right.
Now, if a run happens to break through, they'll take it. They're not going to fall down at the 1 yard line, but they're not going to draw up plays specifically to score touchdowns at this phase of the game. This is a time for the backups to get their reps, get the player development for some of the younger players on this team.
Or get their reps, but it's just a handoff every time, Jake.
The old line needs reps too, Clayton.
I suppose, yeah. This is a handoff up the middle. Brings him to about the 45. They might. I think they're sending out the punting unit, Jake.
Yeah, they're going to give Glenbard West our chance to drive down the field and reduce this deficit.
42-14 coming your way. Quite possibly.
Quite possibly. Glenbard West broke a big run on the last drive. Like, honestly, they managed to break it out to the outside, use their speed to get around the Trojan defense.
This punt is going to roll to the 1. Special teams pounces on it at the 1-yard line. Why even punt it at this point?
That is a perfect punt by the Trojan special teams.
Literally. Just saying, literally.
Every side of the ball for the Trojans, offense, defense, special teams. We said it before. We'll say it again. Playing as well as they possibly could. That is absolutely the best punt you can possibly have. Hit him down at the 1-yard line. And now, despite what Glenbard West might have wanted to do, passing the football and such, they got to run it to avoid the safety.
They're going to hand this off to Jamarcus Kelly, who had some room on the left side here. Sheds 2 tacklers. He's out almost to the 20.
They'll move the chains for a first down for Glenbard West as they are getting some momentum going late in this one.
$128. I think the Hilltoppers would like another score just because.
Just because. Bring some momentum in that next game. Pad the stats a little bit. Have some fun out there. Clayton, it's football. It's about fun, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Jamarcus Kelly on the carry again. We're past the minute marker.
Hilltoppers are racking up these first downs now, late into this one. Really getting the offense starting to roll, Clayton. I think if we had another quarter, they could have come back in this one.
It's going to be another handoff to Kinney this time.
And he was almost gone there, just barely brought down by the Trojans. Now Glenbard West ripping chunk play after chunk play off. Trojan defense looks absolutely helpless to this rushing attack.
Well, Jake, I don't really think they're playing much, because there's 10 seconds. Finish out strong, though.
Yes, Glenbard West is going to take some momentum in their next game. They scored points. That's something no Trojan opponent before the season could say. They scored points against the Trojans.
Well, the Hilltoppers do avoid the shutout, and they take away the Trojan streak of 42-0 wins.
42-7.
42-7, your final. The Trojans win it over the Hilltoppers. We thank you for joining us from Carson's Field. I've been Clayton Henning.
I'm Jake Sherlag, and so long and good night from Trojan football.